What's going on, gentlemen? How are you guys doing today?
Good, bro. How you?
Good, man.
Doing better now that I'm here.
How's your week been?
It's been good. Could have been better, but I'll get to that a little later.
Okay.
But first, I wanted to start off with some recent, pretty sad news. It's not the best. It's actually very horrible what happened, but there was a shooting in Georgia, a little far away from, not too far, but off from Atlanta. 2 students and 2 teachers died. 9 victims were taken to the hospital. It was at Appalachia High School. The kid will be charged as an adult. His name is Colt Gray, and the father was also arrested for buying his 14-year-old son a firearm for his birthday, supposedly. So I'm just thinking, why does this keep happening in America? Why is this a trend we see? You look around Europe, you look around all these other countries. They don't have these issues. You don't hear Sweden having these problems, but every time you always come back, at least once a year, we have a shooting here, and it's devastating. What do you guys think we can do to change this? Maybe push the government to do something? Do we need to arm our teachers? Do we need to have armed guards there? What do you guys think?
I mean, first of all, it's sad what happened. Anytime somebody loses their life, that's, somebody's relative, somebody's mother, somebody's brother, somebody's son, whatever it is, I personally, it's a lot deeper to me than just like a quick fix. When I look at America and when I look at different people that I've interacted with from different cultures, different countries, it's like everybody has their thing that's like wrong, but it just varies from country to country. And so for me, when I look at an issue like this, why this keeps happening, I think it comes down to parenting. That's what I think. Because first of all, who got the gun in this case? And this is like a common thing where it's like we keep seeing somebody's pops or mom, even what's his name, Kyle Rittenhouse. Didn't they give him that gun? You know what I mean? It needs to come to a point where I'm not going to be giving my kids guns. You know what I mean? Like, they get old enough, we want to go to the gun range and things like that, cool. But the key word was old enough. I don't need to be putting a weapon, something that could take life, in the hands of somebody that young. Mm-hmm. And I think this is false patriotism. They've just taken the word and just warped it into something else. Nowadays, being a patriot in America is like, you got to have a gun, you have to be shooting a gun, and you need to be around it. When it should be, we should be holding our government accountable, things to that sort. So that's my thought. I fully blame the parents in this situation. Terrible parenting.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I think it starts with the parenting. It starts in the household, how you raise your kids. Especially now how kids are getting raised. You see all of them on tablets. Right. They're always on tablets, bro. Us growing up, we were outside, we were playing, and our parents had to bring us inside, but our parents gave us those morals and stuff. And I think that's what it has to do too. Like, everyone is just so away from reality with all this social media and everything, and I think that's a major problem. I think we got to start pushing our children to do better, to do more, to be more creative, go outside and play. That's a huge thing.
Oh, you said something about Kyle Rittenhouse. I think Kyle's situation was a little different, right? Because it was for self-defense. You want to elaborate on that? But before we get into that, I just want to end the note off with the whole shooting that happened yesterday. That all the families that were affected by this, may God protect you guys. May God be with you guys, and I hope everything looks better, because there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. So I just want to say sorry to everybody who had to go through that or be involved and have to carry on this trauma now throughout their life. But
amen. I second that.
Yeah, for sure.
So again, when it comes to the Kyle Rittenhouse, we living in a country that's like, it's only one or two, and it shouldn't be this way, but where everything is divided straight down the middle in America, where you either see it this way or you see it that way. And I see it in a sense that the whole situation didn't make sense with Kyle Rittenhouse as far as I was concerned. Again, why are you sending your child out here to an area like that? I'm a father. I have zero interest in sending my kids to anywhere that's not safe. Every day when I have conversations with my kids, whether it's one of my daughters, one of my sons, I'm teaching them about how to be wiser, how to have peace in their life, how to stay away from drama. I'm not pumping them full of hatred. And we live in a hateful world where as a black man, I have people who hate me just because of the color of my skin, but I don't teach my kids that we need to retaliate with hate. Because I the best thing I've ever heard is if you want to get revenge against somebody, then you be nothing like them. You don't turn around and be just like them. And at the end of the day, you want to look at Black America or these people who are protesting, who are, you know, maybe not doing it in the best of ways. I'm not even knocking them, but you know, that's somebody's opinion. Then why would you get up out there and do exactly what they're doing? You know, for no reason. A lot of the drama that came was from people projecting issues that had not happened yet. You know, so as far as I'm concerned, first of all, he should be in jail, and I stand on that. You know, the fact that he's not, it's not a surprise. We're in America. Stuff like this happens every day. But that's my thoughts.
Why should he be in jail, though? Because from the video that I saw, I don't know, you're saying that the parents, from what you're saying, from what I'm understanding, you're saying the parents sent him out to do this. From the video I saw, he was just, obviously had the AR on him. He's running. He gets attacked, and he starts shooting.
The reason he should be in jail is because we either, as a country, acknowledge that things need to be done this way or done that way. And if he's going to be let off, then I can tell you about 10 other people who should be let off too for lesser crimes, 100%. Who are sitting in jail for weed charges, doing 25 to life, didn't take anybody's life. You know, for people who, how valuable is a life? You know, like how valuable is a life? I mean to say, excuse me. When we look at if you're familiar with the Rodney King situation, around the time that those riots cracked off, there was a young girl who was shot in the head at a liquor store. She was not doing anything wrong, but it's the color of her skin that she gets demonized for it. And so we just write it off as like, oh, okay, it should have happened, or, you know, whatever the case is. I feel like we're in a country where, you know, white is right. And that's just like the bottom line. They've done different studies where they'll hand a child a doll with black hair, black skin. They hand a doll with white hair, white skin, and ask it, which one is the good doll? Which one is the bad doll? But they don't just become thinking this way. In their households, they were taught it. When they turn on the TV, it's programming every which type of way. So, again, if he was going to get away with it, then there's so many other people who should have been getting away with things too. But if he wasn't, then it makes sense for everybody else who wasn't getting away with things.
For sure. But so pretty much you believe in critical race theory?
I don't think it's something to believe in. It's happening before us. And to be honest with you, I would.
As of today, because you're saying there's the difference between white and black. Me personally, this is how I hope the world would run. I hope nobody would look at anybody on the basis of their skin, color, or where they come from. I don't think we're at that point anymore. I'm sure there are some people, but I think the majority of America has come to a point where they're just going to accept you, regardless if you're black, Mexican, Armenian, Chinese, whatever you are. But you're saying otherwise, so can you just elaborate a bit more on that?
I can speak from life experience, and I can tell you for sure, if any other black person sees this clip of this episode, that comment section is going to fill up with them, you know, agreeing with what I'm saying pretty much, because they have this experience too. I've been having racial experiences since I was a little kid. I've been called a nigger since I was a little boy by grown men. You know, it's funny that we talk about this because I just had a conversation with my son the other day. My son is only 11 years old, and I had to have a conversation with him and tell him, like, listen, I know on the inside you still feel like a child, and I hate to break it to you, but you can't live your life like that because the rest of the world is not going to treat you that way. And I'm not telling you this based off of assumption. I'm telling you this because when I was around your age, grown men were already starting to try and step to me and try me as a child, right? And it's crazy too because me being the age that I am, I've never looked at any little kid and thought, I'm about to check dude right now.
Right.
I'm about to step to him. But that's what racism does. But I also want to say this, right? I'm comfortable talking about all of these topics. I don't care who I offend because I feel like if somebody's intelligent, then they'll hear what I'm saying and they'll understand where I'm coming from. And the truth is the truth, and that's just the bottom line. We can't deny things. We cannot deny people's experiences, right? So if you tell me that you see the world through your scope, through your lens, who am I to tell you don't see it that way? Because that's true.
I wish for it to be that way, but that's why I'm asking you to elaborate. Well, no, it's not that I disagree, and I agree that racism does exist and it's still going on.
Well, let me ask you this. What is critical race theory by your terms, because I've never taken a class and they said this is critical race theory. I understand what they are, blanketing that statement over, but what is it to its core?
Well, critical race theory is pretty much what you were alluding to before, no? It's like you are gonna get judged by the color of your skin. There are gonna be repercussions that are gonna go on. See, I'm not too deep into critical race theory. That's why I asked you the question. So for me to be like, oh, I'm a master or I'm an expert on critical race theory, it's not. But I know that what you were saying is very near and close to critical race theory.
I got something for you. So check this out. Do you know that?
So
They tried. Hold on. Let me just say this one piece. Do you know that in I believe this is in Texas or Arizona, because they were having an issue with critical race theory, and they got rid of Mexican American studies, right?
Okay.
So this is the curriculum that was already in there in schools where over 60% of the population was Hispanic. They got rid of Mexican American social studies because they felt like it was, I guess, essentially turning Mexican Americans against the government, right? Just by teaching them the truth.
Stupid.
Right? But check this out. In the process of doing that, they also banned some of Shakespeare's literature because they said that this literature is also going to promote this type of thinking. We're talking about Shakespeare.
That's crazy.
So like when we look at the simple topic of critical race theory, what does that even mean? How about just history? Why we got to keep adding all these special names to things? Why can't we just call stuff what it is? We need to know history. I want to know Armenian history, bro. Like, which I'm gonna learn, through on this show. I want to learn more about Hispanic history, which I'm gonna learn, and I hope to bring forth African history so that we could all learn. Because they're not wanting us to know about this for whatever reason, right? Isn't that weird?
100%. So what I wanted to say is I'm gonna give the exact definition of critical race theory. It's pretty much an academic field or a focus on relationships between the social conceptions of race and ethnicity, social and political laws and media. So pretty much what we were talking about before. One example I want to bring up is Tim Scott. He was a senator in South Carolina who was actually running to be president on the Republican side. And they asked him about critical race theory, and he's like, I made it up here by my hard work. He's like, I've never felt it. So that's why I'm coming from a point of, like, I'm questioning, because obviously I haven't been in your, I'm not, my skin color may be white. I may use the same privileges as the white man because I look white, but like what they call white privilege. But at the end of the day, I'm Armenian. I'm not from here. So in a way I understand, but I don't understand to the extent that you might. That's why I'm coming from a questioning position.
But you understand like real estate, right? So you understand redlining.
Elaborate. What's redlining?
Redlining is pretty much you make it harder for a certain type of people to move into a certain area, or you change the voting power or authority in that area. So it's not even just a theory that black people or anybody of any race has just come to that, like, I think that they're hating on me because of my race. It's factual. To be honest with you.
Which I'm not saying it is.
Right. And I'm not saying you are, but to be honest with you, race is not even a real thing, right? There's no such thing. Nobody was black or white, maybe like 500 years ago or something like that? Nobody was. You were whatever country you were from, and in your country or continent or whatever, there was civil wars going on between different nations. All these different sects of white people were fighting each other. Right, and they were not identified. Like, me and you are not the same. Whether we got the same skin color or not, you are not from my country. We are not the same. I think it came to a point where I don't want to like give falsified facts here, but if I remember correctly, it came to a point where there needed to be a unity amongst a lot of European nations, and somebody got the idea of like, how do we just get how do we get the attention off of us and put it on somebody else? I know. We all have the same complexion. Well, we're all white. We're already enslaving these people, so we'll call all of us white and then black. But what's crazy about that is there's white people in every country, and there's black people in every country. And just like that, your country didn't even matter no more. Now there's a black guy from America who's identifying with the black guy from the UK, and we don't have nothing in common other than the color of our skin. There's a white guy in, South Africa and a white guy in Europe, and they're identifying as one of the same, and they have nothing in common. He probably has more in common. That South African probably has more in common with a black person who lives in South Africa than he does a white person in Europe or in wherever else in the world. So race is not even a real thing. This is just another tool, right, that's used to divide us, but it's real though. That's real. The division is real. That's all I can say. I mean, we sit here for 20 hours speaking on this because I got too many experiences and too much information.
Of course, bro. I'm coming from a place where I did hope and wish America wasn't like that.
Yeah.
So I'm not coming from a place where I'm trying to combat it because I know it. Again, like I said, not to your extent, but I've had situations where I've been pulled over by the cops and they look at the color of my skin and everything's hunky dory, as they'd say.
Yeah.
And then they see the IAN or the YN at the end of my name and they're like, oh, you're Romanian, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, okay. And the attitude switches. But
ask Moses. Now, this is a different experience.
Yeah. I've definitely been pulled over before, but even when I was a kid, bro, just walking the streets, walking the streets around with my boys and stuff, and they would pull us over and handcuff us, put us on the curb, just for nothing. We wouldn't be doing nothing wrong. We had no drugs on us, like nothing. But they just, it's racially profiled. That's what it is, and we got arrested a lot just for nothing, bro. So, yeah, I don't think things are gonna change. We wish it could, but
God willing,
bro.
it does.
Well, speaking of these things, and we're speaking of tragedies also, did you guys hear about Rich Homie Quan?
Yeah, bro, it's a big tragedy. And do they know what he overdosed on?
I haven't looked into it to verify it. My curiosity was this. I actually, first of all, I know he was a father too, so the same sentiment, like we're sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
It's a tragedy. I hate that any household has to be broken up in this manner and for this reason. I don't have nothing negative to say about somebody who's gone. I don't kick people when they're down. I have thoughts on the scenario, but not this one. I just hope you guys can find peace in your situation. But I do see a lot of ignorant people. I feel like a lot of times, like I bring this up because it happened, and I feel like we're intelligent enough to tackle these topics and give valid opinions. I'm never going to bring anything up just so that we could get views or just so we could go viral. I bring it up because I want us to talk about it.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like we're mature enough to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
So me personally, I've seen people online saying things like, why should we care? It's just another celebrity. Were you guys even paying attention to his career before this happened? He did this to himself. I mean, I guess everybody did it to themselves who goes out in this situation. Doesn't make it any less sad and tragic because you don't know what the family is having to deal with or put up with when somebody is either addicted to something, or maybe he wasn't even addicted, because you can overdose the first time trying something.
Yeah,
you can
just
get something that's laced.
The fentanyl.
It's just it's not right and it's tragic. So I mean that's all I can say is it's tragic.
It is a tragic situation, bro, and I think people are wrong for that. Like, why are you gonna go ahead and go out of your way to comment? Like, who cares? What kind of person are you? I don't want to involve myself around those type of people at all.
It's internet nowadays. Everyone wants to yap. They don't even understand the life or what the person's been through in the first place. We don't know why, let's say Rich Homie Quan or anybody in general who's messing around with drugs, why they're even there in the first place. So who the hell are you to even talk about it? And I feel like that's another disadvantage of social media, and that it's just so easy for people to get behind the screen and just start yapping it because they know nobody's going to come and touch them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd love to see somebody do that 20 years ago, because you're going to have to say it face-to-face 20 years ago. You're not going to be able to get behind the screen and start typing. So that's a big disadvantage right there.
And because I don't think there's not much that we can say about it other than how sad it is. Honestly speaking, I haven't been listening to too much Rich Homie Quan, but there's a lot of artists, big artists, that I don't listen to, and they're big for a reason because somebody's listening to them, But he did have like that lifestyle song.
Right. It's a classic
the
one.
production on that lifestyle song was just crazy.
Who was on that too, right?
Who?
Young Thug.
Yeah,
he
Thug
was. Young Thug is, on that as well. So let me ask you this, because I don't want to stay on the topic of this too long. how do you guys feel about the current state of hip hop in general?
It's definitely changed over the years. Personally for me, bro, I like the old school hip hop better. I like 90s and the early 2000s. This generation, it's a lot of like what I like to say is mumble rap. I don't like the mumble rap, bro. You know, they got no bars behind their stuff. Their lyrics have no meaning anymore. There's like a few people that I would say put real thought into their lyrics now. Kendrick,
Of course,
amazing. I think Kendrick's the top artist right now.
I'd agree.
Yeah, Kendrick's up there. My whole issue is with new rap. It's the women in rap nowadays. It's all the sexual perversion that they're bringing. You don't hear any woman rapper talking about how they're a boss and how they're putting on as a, let's say, a woman that's a rapper. You know, I'm like a boss lady, or I'm this and this and that. It's all about my coochie stank, my whatever, this and that, all that perverted bullshit. And that's just one thing I'm like, okay, why are people even giving into this? Why are people even giving follows to them? That's just one thing I'm against. There's some mumble stuff that's cool, obviously. I don't know if you would consider Migos mumble rap, but let's be honest, Migos goes pretty hard.
It's workout music.
Yeah, something like that. It's workout music, driving in the car with music. But my whole thing is just like the whole perversion they've added. Everything is about gang, this and that. I don't know. I feel like there's better stuff that can be rapped about, but maybe that's the only thing that can be marketed. So the industry knows that, the labels know that, so that's what they're just trying to push. Like, okay, if you're a girl, you got to talk about the club and how your coochie stank, and if you're a guy, you got to talk about gang shit, and you got to talk about sipping lean and doing all this dumb shit. When there's so much other stuff that rap can be evolved in or around, whether it's religion or whatever. But sadly, the majority of it is just sexual perversion and gang shit. So that's just my issue with it.
Yeah, there's these brothers I fuck with hard. Have you guys heard of the Yodis?
No.
You put me on it.
Yeah, the Yodis are dope, bro. They're two brothers. They're from LA area, but the way they rap, like they rap about real stuff. And then my boy Hightone too. Shout out Hightone. Hightone dope. High-Tone's a dope rapper, bro. If you guys haven't heard his music, check it out. He has an album coming out soon. And bro, his lyrics are dope. Like if you guys check him out, you're gonna be like, okay, he talks about real shit. He talks about struggles, how he overcame them. He talks about where he wants to go in life. Like that's a dude right there.
Yeah.
Lyricist for sure.
So since we're on this rap topic, might as well ask top 5 rap artists of all time. Go on, Moses.
Top 5. I'm gonna go. Well, my number 1, bro, Tupac. He's always my number 1. But I'm gonna go Tupac. I'm gonna go Nas. I'm gonna go Big Al, Jay-Z, and number 5, I'm gonna go Kendrick.
Well, so as I've grown into hip hop, I realized I don't have like a legit top 5 because I kind of, the way that I feel about an artist one day, it switches up over time, right? But here's the people that I'll put in the top 5, right? In no particular order. I had to write this down too because I'm gonna give some honorable mentions too. It's gonna be Tupac, of course, always. Andre 3000, Rakim, Phife Dawg, and Raekwon. Now, they're just like artists who I could just go back and listen to them at any point. But I got some honorable mentions, right? Because we don't want to just leave 5 spaces. We always do this. For me personally, I'm going to include E40, MF Doom, Ice Cube, Styles P, Nas, right? And this is not in order. I'm just telling you who. And I'm going to save this person because we were just talking about the female rappers. Is Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
Do not sleep on Missy Elliott. You know, I'm going to be honest, as a rapper myself, when I was trying to teach myself how to write lyrics and how to rap, I actually would just mimic Missy. When I was young, I just used to write her lyrics down and I started erasing certain words to try and figure out how this works. And she's the reason why that was the start of me learning. And her music has always been super creative. You cannot take that away. I don't know, you know, I want to hear yours, but I just want to also say when we were talking about the state of hip hop, zero creativity coming out these days. You know,
100%.
Zero creativity. Nobody's taking this serious. When I went to Los Angeles Film School for music production, and we actually learned a little bit about other genres of music and you know what it is that they're doing to succeed and how things come back around. And what you see is in every genre of music, you have the people who play around in every genre. Then you got those certain cats who are legends because they don't play. They do not play about their craft. Who's not playing right now about the craft of hip hop other than Kendrick? And it's almost like nobody that's big. Everybody, honestly, I'm gonna tell you, you guys are all trash. You guys are destroying the thing that I love. I can't even listen to you no more. I gotta go, like you said, I gotta listen to old music.
Yeah, bro.
Who?
Name names, bro.
Names.
No, straight up.
Everybody but Kendrick.
I can't tell you their names because I don't listen to them. Like,
There you go. There you go.
And then everybody is trying to sound like the same thing. And you said it, Max. Like, I don't need to hear. I come from the streets. I spent a lot of time in there. And if I were to make a movie about my life, which we partially began doing, and we will finish that.
Yeah, we will.
It'd be crazy. The things that I've seen that people don't even know that I've seen, partaken in, or survived. And even then, I don't want to hear about all this negativity all the time. I want to hear about your life. If your life was you were working at a number 2 pencil factory, chopping wood all day and getting lead ready, that's what I want to know about. I don't want to hear the same story that the last dude told me about death, murder, sleeping with somebody else's woman, not taking care of your own kids, all types of craziness. It's just, this is a culture right here. So,
do you think, so going on like the music, right? And let's even go back to the school shooting. What do you think about kids listening to this type of rap these days? Do you think that's affecting the way they think in life, their mentality, and what they want to be in life?
Okay.
I feel like that's a deeper loophole just in general, because rap is only one aspect that's ruining our kids, our younger generation. Just along the lines, there's so many factors that I think play into it too. It's also parenting. It's also that one uncle they have that's gangbanging, certified in the streets. They got these kids they're seeing in high school, pulling up banged out, doing this and that. So I feel like that's I thought music has a part to play in it too. That culture is messing with them also, but I feel like there's so many other factors that we can get into.
Well,
just be a loophole.
I could simplify it because I was actually sitting at home thinking about this just the other day, and I'll tell you from my personal experience. So I didn't have to be in the streets. I put myself there ignorantly, right? And part of it did have to do with the imagery that I was seeing and believing that this was all glam and glitter, because that's all that you see. You don't see the heartache and everything, which is why I appreciate an artist like Kendrick Lamar, and why I appreciate an artist like Tupac, which I'll get into right now, is that, yes, they are rapping about death, murder, and these things, but they're letting you know this sucks, it hurts, it's painful, right? That's the reality of it. I don't want to hear somebody like rapping about these topics like they're the best feeling ever, right? Because kids are stupid. That's just the bottom line. That's why they're kids, because they're dumb. And they're going to be influenced and molded. The reason I said Tupac would always be on my top is because I didn't appreciate him as much until I really got in the streets. Because prior to that, I was a fan. He was still the best to me. But there was a lot of his music that didn't resonate with me. The reason that Tupac resonated with me after hearing all the party music, but then his other music that was more deeper and poetic about pain and everything, it used to mean nothing to me until I really got in the streets, and then it just, like, my life changed, and my life turned to this depressing thing where I was always the funniest person, everybody got along with me, I could go everywhere, I was everybody's friend, to now, like, I have an enemy somewhere and I don't even know it. You know, you step outside and somebody's already trying to check you, and now you gotta prove, you know, what you're about. And you don't get to do it one time. That's for anybody who hasn't been in the streets and you're trying to get there, you never get to prove it one time. It's a lifetime of proving. You could knock out 10 dudes back to back to back. There's still gonna be an 11th and a 12th and a 13th dude who wanna try you still. So if that's the life you wanna live, then by all means go ahead. You could kill 10, 20, 30 people. There's still gonna be somebody else to kill, or somebody trying to take your life, you know? So once I started realizing that, I couldn't enjoy myself. Everything, I always had to be serious. I was at parties with guns. I couldn't just be there like trying to talk to girls. I'm like trying to watch my homies back, like that, like if something's gonna crack off or whatever. So now it's a whole thing of, it was just depressing, and Tupac's music really got me through to hear somebody like talking about this for what it really was. So yeah, to nip this in the bud, we just need more artists who are giving you like the real, because this does have an influence on lives.
100%. Just to end the rap thing, I'm gonna just drop my top 5 too, real quick. It's a little controversial. So number 5 we got Future. Number 4 we have Draco the Ruler. Number 3 we have Eminem, and I'm surprised nobody brought up Eminem.
Why are you surprised? Go ahead.
We'll get to that. Number 2 I got Tupac, and number 1 I have Kanye West. And 2 artists that everybody should be looking out for right now that's on the come up is Ellie Sostre and Offset Jim.
Okay, where are these cats from?
To be honest, I don't know. I think Ellie's from like Chicago or something, and
Yeah.
Offset I have no idea. But Offset is like the closest thing we have now to Draco the Ruler.
Okay.
Ellie Sostre has like a Nav vibe, but I really like his melody. I like the way he flows on a beat. I like his beat. I like the production he has. I like the beats and the stuff he's working with. The wordplay he does. It's really interesting. It's good. But for me, number 1 is Kanye West, just because of I don't think anybody has had the influence on rap in general like Kanye. Period. Just as an artist, Kanye he's just right there for me.
You think he has had more of an influence on hip hop than Lil Wayne has?
Yes.
So
100%.
I was living through the droughts when those were dropping. I don't know where you were at, but those were rocking, and they took over the whole entire game for that. And I'm not even knocking you, because I agree with you. Kanye West has a heavy like influence. It's really just a question to stir the pot of like which one of them had more of an influence, because
It's between those two for sure. It's always everyone always brings up Wayne, because when I say Ye, like okay, but what about Wayne?
yeah.
But it's like, bro, just
He's
Kanye. Come on, man.
Hey, well,
Ye,
look.
man.
I'll put it to you like this. How many rappers out right now do you think sound like Kanye? Like, yeah, any random number you want to put up there?
Honestly, not too much, bro.
Not too much, right?
Neither, but not Wayne either.
Actually,
Nobody's like Wayne or Ye.
the entire rap game sounds like Wayne, because Wayne started coming out. What was he on, Lean or whatever? And he was in there mumbling on the booth. That song he put out, once he put out that track, I Can't Believe It with T-Pain, and he was in there. After that, everybody started mumbling in the booth. He's the founder of mumble rap.
But he was like actually a coordinated mumble rapper.
He was.
But it's words.
No,
It's
he was
actual
the
like
best.
wordplay going on. The thing with Ye's, you have the whole influence coming from 808 and Heartbreaks, bro.
Yeah.
My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah.
My Life of Pablo. So it's like I don't know. It's like a good debate on who's better or who's done
No.
more.
I'm not
I
even
think
saying
Ye
which
takes
one.
the cake for me.
Yeah, I'm not saying which one is better. Just like, it's just funny because I always tell people all the time, Lil Wayne completely changed rap as we know it, and it sucks because he's the only one who could do that correctly that I could tolerate.
So did Ye though.
Right.
That's why I said 80. That's why I brought up 808s, because he's the one who kind of kicked off that whole auto tune.
You have another artist who is also very influential, which is Travis Scott.
I was just about to mention him too.
Ye's little homie.
Yeah.
I just think his ad libs. Once Travis Scott, first of all, Travis Scott's ad libs are fire, right?
Straight up.
Yeah, the way he did that's all him. And then that went over to reggaeton. People were still in those ad libs. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're doing is right when somebody in a whole other genre is stealing your whole swagger and whatnot. So, yeah, man, to answer your thing about Eminem, I want to say first of all, Eminem is fire. I'm not taking that away from him whatsoever. I'm not one of these because so I don't know if you know this or not, but like a lot of black people
Do not like Eminem.
They hate him.
You can't bump him in the car. Who the hell's gonna listen to Eminem? Yeah, I know. I've heard from a lot of.
I mean, in
brothers.
comparison to everything else I got going on, right? But when I was younger, the first 2 albums he put out were fire, as far as I was concerned.
That's Shady LP and Marshall Mathers LP.
I believe so. But I also want to say that as I've gotten older, I'm not really trying to listen to somebody rap about strangling their wife and throwing them in the trunk anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it was interesting when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
Getting beat up by the bully and almost dying and then coming back. But skill wise though, right? If we step away from all that,
Talking skillfully for sure.
Yeah,
Because all the mom stuff he says, I've never really liked the cleaning out my closet, because obviously it's just not morally right. But then again, his circumstances were different.
right?
And as a white guy, he just decided to come out fucking cussing out his mom. and his wife and anybody who's done him wrong, I guess, bro. But skillfully, I feel like if you just do wordplay, I'd even say Eminem's better than Ye.
1,000%.
Like Eminem will murk anybody. Like every rapper says, like everyone knows, the rapping game is a black game, bro. That's a black man thing. But Eminem is the only rapper that even the brothers are like, nah, bro. Eminem will like he'll abolish anybody. Bro,
anyone that
easily.
comes after Eminem, they always get beat, bro.
Exactly.
And it's funny that
Grass handed to
actually remember when the game came at Eminem recently? Probably,
No,
I think it was like,
no, I don't remember it. I forgot about it right as it happened.
But
was he relevant? Why did you do that, bro?
Yeah, because and it was weird too because like
Kanye
years
motivated him. I swear, Kanye's the one who put the fire up his ass, bro. I swear.
But years before that, bro, like in the early 2000s, Game even mentions in an interview that he's doing, he goes, "Yeah, you don't mess with the white boy. Like, don't nobody come at the white boy." And then here he is coming at him. It's like, bro.
Yeah, if you're gonna shit on your own mom, no, it doesn't matter at that point, bro. Anybody at that point can get it. So.
Well, and then he's just a part of a team that just can't be touched. You're always good with Dre and 50
And 50,
Cent.
ain't nobody can come at 50.
Wait a second.
Wait.
So speaking of yes.
Yes. Who was it? Was
Dame Dash.
well, there's Dame Dash, and then there's what's the other artist? He just recently tried to make a diss song against 50.
Who tried to make a diss track?
What's this dude's name? I gotta look it up.
Let
me look it up real quick.
No. Wait, so did you hear about the Dame Dash thing? So he 50 he be on the internet clowning, right?
Hilarious.
So he posted up like a picture Dame Dash with a cane or whatever, pretty much, taking shots at him, being petty. And Dame Dash had pretty much got on his live stream, was trying to talk back, and his dentures fell out his mouth. Mid live stream, he tried to they said it was maybe a grill, so my bad, damn, if it was a grill, but it looked like dentures fell out, bro. It just wasn't a good look.
Yeah, it was Designer.
Oh, Designer tried to make a
Designer's dropping this on 50, bro.
You guys didn't see that?
No, I didn't.
It's hilarious that you guys didn't see it.
Why is he dissing?
Because in an interview, 50 said that he basically mentioned that he didn't sign him for a reason because he only had one hit song. So Designer got all butthurt over it and decided to make a diss track over 50. And he recorded it. He did a little recording in his car.
Yeah.
And then I don't even think 50 responded, bro, because everybody was like, "Yo, you got to take this off. Like, this ain't it."
Well, you know what though? Look, I'm gonna say something. First of all, shout out to Designer. I've actually spoken to him before on a FaceTime. I actually have a track unreleased track is probably never gonna be put out that I actually recorded. His verse was already laid down. I laid mine afterwards. I have it. I'll show you guys afterwards. But I think nowadays everything goes based off of it's a popularity contest. If you like this guy and somebody comes and disses him, everybody's like, "Oh, nah, that's not it. You should have left that in the vault. You got to hang that up." And it's like, even if it was fire, because I've heard some fire diss tracks over the past couple of months from certain artists, but they weren't the more favorite artists, and people tried to say,
Don't tell me you think Drake's better than Kendrick, bro.
Of course not. Of course not. Never.
I'm just stirring the pot.
It ain't happening. I'm talking about, who is it? It was two female rappers got into it. Cardi B and Bia.
Oh, yeah. I did see that.
And, okay, I'm going to tell you like this. As a person who raps myself, Bia did her thing on that diss track.
She did.
I don't care what nobody says. I don't care if it's only just me and Mo. She did her thing. All right, you did your thing.
Yeah.
And that's not even me picking sides. That's just me sitting back and listening to the bars. She could spit.
She could. She's a super dope person, too. I met her a couple times.
Okay.
She's super dope, bro. But, yeah, the bars that she spat, she killed it.
Yeah. So that's just that as far as that goes. But I don't know, man. Like, when it comes to everybody's going to be on 50 Cent's side because everybody's clout chasing. Everybody thinks that he's gonna be their best friend or whatever.
Yeah.
He don't care about you.
Yeah, he don't care. 50 will tell it like it is.
Yeah, I respect him for that.
He keeps it so real,
50's
bro.
an OG too, bro. Who obviously everyone, like you said, everyone's gonna want to be cool with him.
Mm-hmm. I like the when he talks about Mayweather. If you could read a paragraph of a Harry Potter book. Fucking 50, bro.
I don't even want to get on Mayweather because we'll go on that train for like forever. Let me hold on. Let me ask you guys something about something totally different, right? Just to make sure that we're talking about some good things. Have you guys been on Netflix? Have you guys seen that new Terminator anime?
I have not. I honestly didn't even know there was a new anime at all.
Not gonna lie, I don't even watch animes.
Well, you're missing out, buddy. You're missing out.
I don't think so, but for sure, bro. For sure.
I'm telling you, this one is called Terminator Zero, and I was waiting on something new. I grew up on Terminator, all of that, and what I wanted to talk about was, first of all, it is fire, right? If you are a fan of anime, if you're not, then I'm not expecting you to get into this either, right? But it's fire because of the concept behind it. They took Terminator and they made it something. They remixed it for real, gave it a whole new life. Something where you're not just knowing what's gonna happen.
Okay.
And they gave it's not even based in America. This one is based. It looks like it's based in like some like Japan or something like that, in like 1997.
But they're speaking full English.
It's in English for us. I'm sure.
Yeah.
You're watching it in Guatemala and whatever language you need. You feel me? But it's really good. And the one thing that I do. So you said you do not watch animes whatsoever.
No,
nothing. Not even Dragon Ball Z.
Cool.
I was gonna say Dragon Ball Z was my shit growing up.
When I was young and it was on the TV, I would watch it, but I wasn't really a Dragon Ball Z fan, bro.
What about you? Don't tell me I'm the only one.
No, Dragon Ball Z was the shit, bro. I used to watch that growing up. Kamehameha.
Yeah. I'm trying to make sure.
No, I was watching. I had the game and everything, bro. I used to spike my hair up, try to be like Goku. I had the hardest
spikes. Everybody used to draw Goku.
Yep. Yep.
Pull up and go Super Saiyan on somebody. Mm-hmm. That's all I know.
At least you know Super Saiyan.
That's it, yeah.
And
they start spazzing out.
Yeah.
They go Super Saiyan.
Hey, well, look, I'm going to tell you, did you train? You did tell me you trained before.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I've done MMA for 2 years and boxing for like 1.
Did you ever train?
Yeah, I did boxing and then I did some jiu-jitsu.
Okay, so for me personally, tell me if you guys can relate to this. Watching Dragon Ball Z at any age, I'm just like, dang, like it's crazy how Goku is always trying to get to the next level and doing some type of crazy like training that I'm like, this will work in real life. Now I'm not talking about going Super Saiyan. I'm talking about he's carrying more weight than he was before. He's doing something to push himself to the limit and he's becoming a stronger fighter. And it's just so funny how many people related to that, because in my time doing music, I actually released a series. They were the Trap Sands, right? And I would get so much response worldwide analytically. I would look at my stats, especially in Mexico. They love
Dragon Ball Z over there, bro. Oh yeah.
But the thing about Dragon Ball Z is that it's crazy how it spans from like little kids to old people. I know a super gangster dude right now, bro, who will fight at the drop of a dime, shoot, stab, everything. And he named his son after a character from Dragon Ball Z.
No way.
And he has a Dragon Ball Z character tattooed on him, right? And I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to be telling nobody's business, whatever.
Right.
But that type of person versus the nerdiest person that I know that loves Dragon Ball Z, white, Asian, black, Mexican, doesn't even matter. It's just crazy. And so anyways, you know how in every Dragon Ball Z it's like 20 episodes for one fight.
Yep.
The worst progression ever. So just saying that, and for anybody who's interested, if you go check out that Terminator, it ain't like that. It's like really like it progresses like a normal movie would. Just,
how many seasons is it right now? Is it just one?
It's just one season.
Okay, it just started this year?
It just came out like a few days ago, bro.
Oh, okay.
Like last week or something like that.
I'm going to have to check it out after this.
Yeah, so just something, that I saw. What about, have you guys seen that Deliverance? You haven't even heard of it?
Deliverance. Which one is that?
That's another film that's on Netflix right now that's making its rounds. Pretty much about, this is a spoiler alert, so if you guys don't want to know about this, I'll tell you to speed past this or whatever, but pretty much a family going through, it looks like demonic possession, and they're trying everything to, battle this. The mom is like an alcoholic. She's on the verge of losing her children. They're going through their drama. It's abusive. And in the end, the demon like really ends up like showing himself. He's showing himself throughout the film, but he really shows himself towards the end of the film. And the way that the mother actually defeats it is by calling on the name of Jesus. Excuse me, voice cracked right there, like I was still going through puberty. But she called on the name of Jesus, and the thing that's crazy about that for me to see in film is you don't see stuff like that in film.
Exactly, that's
right?
powerful, bro.
And so I highly recommend people to check that out. And I guess it's actually based on a true story. So they actually show, you can go look this up. I think there was a whole documentary out before this film came out. So check that out, The Deliverance, if you guys get a chance.
Talking about the Terminator, Donald Trump. Recently, RFK and Tulsi Gabbard.
I was waiting for him to bring that up.
Listen. So RFK and Tulsi Gabbard are endorsing Trump. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
With RFK walking out, everybody was going crazy. It was crazy. He's like, I endorse Donald Trump.
Why is he? Wait, hold on. Let's pause for a second. Why does he talk like that? What's going on?
Bro, so from what I heard, he has a brain parasite because when he was in the legal field,
Yeah.
he was going around to like pork, where they make pork, and he was like trying to figure something out along the lines. I don't know exactly how the case went, but he got a parasite that hit his brain that messed with his vocal cords,
Okay.
Damn.
which is crazy. Yeah,
From pork?
From something along the lines of pork, but the only way you can get it, I think, is if you're around a lot of pork. Like if you're in one of those industrial
Factories.
settings, factories or whatever, and that's what it affected him and like messed up his vocal cords. That's why it's like, I think what it is vocal, like his brain is going against his vocal cords. That's why he talks
Yeah.
like that. It's like,
That
and
happens
shit.
to me all the time.
Yeah, but his is severe, bro. But
Nah, but you know, my bad. I just want to say the reason I ask is because he's in incredible shape. I didn't even realize it. I don't know if you saw that or not. That
have
dude
not.
is in
he's
incredible
ripped,
shape.
Really?
ripped for 70, bro.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, why is his, but okay, interesting.
His legal background is crazy too. When you go like and you look like year by year, just, like the stuff he's done,
Yeah.
it's crazy, bro. And it was very interesting for me just to see him go up and endorse Trump because I didn't expect it. Like the way he would, I thought maybe he would, because I know he's totally against the Dems now because of the way they treated him, which in my opinion was very unfair. I mean, if you ask me, he was probably the best candidate for the Democrats. But for somebody who's literally coming from the Kennedy family to be pushed out, the way they pushed him out was really messed up. So I understand why he's doing it. Some people I ask say it's betrayal. A lot of like the educated Democrats I've talked to, like he betrayed the party. Other people said he's doing the right thing. So what do you guys think about that whole little situation right there?
Go ahead. I'm not really a political guy, to be honest. I could get my take on it.
I have a question. I'll ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you feel like we should be supporting a person because of who they're related to?
No, it's all policies, bro. If you ask me, it's all policies, and I agreed with a lot of his policies. A lot of the stuff he was doing was honestly good. He was for financial aid. He's for Social Security. He has those good old school liberal Kennedy values. But since they didn't want him, they wanted to roll with Kamala. They wanted to roll with Biden.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of pushed him out in the worst way. They didn't even want to give him a Secret Service.
Yeah.
And I mean, the guy's running for president. I mean, you're supposed to get Secret Service protection if you're running for president. If you're even a candidate, it doesn't matter. And they didn't want to give it to him because he was going and talking about stuff that nobody wanted to talk about. He was talking about how pretty much the FDA is paying out scientists to say, oh, this is good for you, but in reality, it's not. He's talking about phone radiation. He's talking about pollution in waters. He's talking about things that regular politicians would never get involved in because they know there's just way too much money backing these people, and if I talk about it, they're going to come after me. And that's exactly what they did to RFK.
I feel like this right here. If I'm a strategist, right, and I'm talking about a strategist in this chess game that we call politics, and I'm here for the long haul, I'm going to be doing all types of stuff, and I'm going to win every time, right? Because I feel like the typical American or a civilian is not thinking that things are as deep as they really are. We're talking about power here. The power and authority to run a nation of millions upon millions of people. The lengths that people will go to maintain that power, who wouldn't, right? Then you look at the moral character of the person. What do they believe in? What's their definition of wrong and right? Because everybody doesn't have the same definition of wrong and right. I say all that to say some people just be talking, man. And at the end of the day, talking is easy. Because if I wanted to, I could get on here and I could get anybody to like me. I'm going to just tell you what you want to hear.
You're saying RFK is doing that?
I wouldn't know. Because I don't even waste my time listening to these politicians anymore, to be real. Because I'll tell you from myself, the last politician I was even given any bit of interest in hearing what he had to say was Bernie Sanders, right? That's who I thought was coming from a legitimate place. But even he left a bad taste, with the whole situation that's currently going on in Palestine. the way that he approached it. I just felt like he approached it in a spineless manner. I did see him kind of retract his statements later on or kind of switch it up, like I've seen a few politicians do. But for the most part, I thought that he was going to be a candidate that was going to stand on business no matter what. No matter if they were coming for his head, no matter what, he was going to stand on the, I'm not even going to say unpopular, he was going to stand on what was right. You know, it's difficult when you see a picture of a guy literally out there marching with Martin Luther King. You can't fake that. You know, during those times, I can assure you that nobody thought that the civil rights movement was going to make any progress. So if I see a picture of a white guy out there marching, you know, trying to assist the civil rights movement when during the time where nobody was certain if that was going to win or pass, I give you some points for that. But points can go away. You can gain points, you can lose points. And he lost some. And then just the whole thing, I don't trust these cats, man. That's the bottom line. I don't trust none of these cats. I don't trust them.
Yeah, honestly, I don't either. That's why I don't really pay much attention to any of those politics, bro. It's like, I don't know. I just don't trust them either, bro.
It's entertainment for me. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's pretty entertaining watching it, and also I do have like love for politics. I do like keeping up. I like to know what's going on, and at the end of the day, we do need to choose somebody. I mean, you can be like, bro, respectfully, I'm not gonna vote for anybody, but the way I am is we have to choose one, and it's either the worst, it's better than bad, or it's worse than like worse, pretty much. Like either it's the worst or it's the best. Right. So we have to choose one or the other. That's just the way I think about it, to be completely honest with you, when it comes to politics. That's why I'm so kind of involved, and I always want to like bring it up and talk about what's going on like in recent news pertaining to politics. But yeah, that's just my take on it, bro. Always try to keep up on it.
So just to be clear, this coming election, you are voting.
Yes.
And do you care to tell us who you're voting for?
Donald Trump.
All right. There you have it, people. This is the last episode we'll be on together. No, I could care less, man. Like I said, I just learned to get to a place to not care. I feel like they're trying to do everything to divide us, right? Mm-hmm. They're trying to do everything. They're trying to be like, hey, he doesn't support who you support, so you can't sit next to him. He doesn't see the world you see it, but I don't believe in that. I just want to say that I love what we're doing here with this podcast, because I get to use the maturity that I've gained over the past couple of years, because I haven't been this mature for too long. This is like a brand new revelation in my life. But something that I kind of recognize is just, you know, dealing with people and actually teaching people how to come together, even if we feel differently on things, so that we can move forward. At the end of the day, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
And nothing's going to stop that. I could be 10 times righter than you. I'm going to die just like you're going to die. You could be 10 times righter than me. We're all going to die. So why don't we live here as peacefully as we can until that time comes?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I never understood why people get mad over people's opinions. It's like, bro, you have your opinion. I have my opinion. Why can't we just be cool about it? You know, you could debate over it, but there's no need to get all that hate. Exactly. Like so
Javon said, bro, king or street sweeper, everybody deals with the Grim Reaper. So it really doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Bars.
I was like, what was that? Say that again.
I'll say it one more time. King or street sweeper, everybody deals with the Grim Reaper. Because at the end of the day, you're taking nothing but your soul, pretty much.
I'm right.
That body's staying down here. Yeah, write it down.
Let's put a beat behind that real quick.
Everyone's staying down here, and your soul's either going up, down, or kicking it in purgatory. But that's funny too. Like that one Dave Chappelle, I forgot which stand-up it was, bro. But he starts talking about, he's like, you know what's funny is like I try to ask white people who they're voting for, and they'll spaz out on me. They'll be like, "Who? That's none of your business." And then he'll go on and start talking about, I was like, so last night I was totally railing my wife, right? And he's like, so while I'm doing this, I'm just sweating profusely on her. He's like, no, Dave, I want you to tell me about who are you gonna vote for? He's like, keep your goddamn nose out of my goddamn business, okay? As I was saying, I was going hard on my wife. That's hilarious, bro. That just popped into my mind, and I always thought about that too. Like, okay, bro, let's say I like Trump. Let's say, for an example, you like Kamala, right? Okay, what's the big deal, bro? Let's talk about it. Let's understand one another. That's the point of humanity. That's the point of being on this world. What's the point of if I'm going to tell you, oh, I like this person, or you tell me you like this person, or you don't even give a shit whatsoever, and I spaz out on you. Oh, okay. All right, now I'm going to judge you pertaining to that belief. Or you don't know who this person is just off a political belief or who they're going to vote for. But sadly, we're to this point where, Like, I wish it was like the Dave Chappelle times where no one would say it. And let me tell you why nobody would say it. Because people wanted to keep that middle ground. That's why they wouldn't say, oh, I'm voting for this person or that person. Because, like, even some societies, they don't speak about politics. Because they know that it's a divide between humans. It's a divide between brothers, sisters, etc. So, same thing in humanity. Politics is a divide. And back then, people wouldn't do it for that middle ground, for that understanding with one another. And now, we're at a point where that's all people want to know, and that's what people will judge you off of. Oh, you're Trump? Okay. You're probably racist. Oh, you're Kamala? Oh, you want tampons in kids' bathrooms. Or whatever, right? So I just think that's something that people need to kind of educate themselves and back up, because if we go down this road, it's gonna be very bad for America. And we're not gonna ever be able to turn it back. So that's why I said, like last time, shout out to shows like Kill Tony that are going totally against all the rules of, like, they're totally not politically correct, bro. There's no political bias. It's like, if somebody were to take over SNL, it should be Tony Hinchcliffe, for sure. Because they're only a comedy show, but I mean, you're still doing so much through that comedy show because you're not pushing a political bias. You're allowing anyone and everyone to come and they're being accepted. But now imagine somebody goes on ABC and they may even have a liberal mindset, or the way they just think is socio-politically is more old school liberal or new school liberal, but they might be for Trump, and that's it. Yeah. You're a racist, you're this and that. It doesn't work like that, bro. I think it's deeper than that, and I think humanity should work together and not apart from each other just on simple ideas. So that's just my 2 cents on that.
It's a pride thing, and nobody could just, like, sometimes you got to hear somebody tell you that they don't like you and continue on with your day. Somebody got to be the bigger person. And it's funny you bring up the SNL thing. I know you've seen did that movie drop already?
Nah, but it was the trailer. I was thinking about that too.
Right?
Yeah, the trailer for SNL, how it started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks good, bro.
Yeah,
If you haven't seen the trailer, watch it. It's literally gonna be a film about how SNL started, bro. Yeah, not even a documentary. It's
interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
It looks very, very good. You know what's funny about it is what we saw from the clip was they made it look so stressful, you know, and that's really how film is. People don't even know, like, even what was going on before we started filming right now.
Oh my God, bro, yeah.
They don't know the size of this room that we're in right now, you know, the equipment that we had to get together and everything just to pull this off. So you should really appreciate when people are putting production together, because it takes a lot of work. And I think for anybody who's going to get into production, I personally want to just say that, like, go for it and just chill. Just chill when you're doing it, because at the end of the day, you're going to come out with some heat. You know, you don't need to be stressing and sweating and all that other stuff. Just enjoy what you're doing and put your heart into it. That's what I would say. One thing I want to do, as I'm going to make it a tradition here, is I'm going to get into these threads, the wild things that you guys be saying in threads. So I'm going to ask you guys, here's one thread. It says, stop making people take off their shoes when they visit your house. How do you feel about that?
Bro, let them take their shoes off. I mean, if that's a rule in your house, then they got to follow it, bro. Because, like, some people, I don't know which people don't know about this, but when you wear shoes and you go outside, the bottom of your shoe gets dirty. And it's dirty as hell outside, ladies and gentlemen, just for the people who don't know that. So, take your shoes off, bro.
Yeah, I would say respect someone's house. Like, if they ask you to take your shoes off, take your shoes off. But also, if you live in a shitty-ass home, that shit's all raggedy down. What does it matter?
Take your shoes off.
Yeah, like, I'm in this raggedy house. Like,
I don't care if I live out a dumpster. If I tell you to take your socks off, you take them off, or you staying outside. My way or the highway, big dog. That's what it is. All right. This person said, I can't stand my boyfriend staying up all night to play his game while he knows I got to get up early for work. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, first off, he's most likely wearing headphones, bro. I think she's just.
I like he's most likely wearing headphones.
She's just mad at, like, why are you gonna let your man play your game? You know, let him live. Let him play his game. Why you gotta be mad at him for enjoying himself?
Thoughts? We're on the same page here, right?
I'm on the same page. We're all for the guy. Let the guy do whatever the hell he wants. If the guy wants to bring another girl at the end of nighttime, deal with it, bro.
I ain't saying all
I
that.
didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I was just talking about Metal Gear Solid. And
Hold on. He's probably paying for your bills. He's probably doing everything.
Well, let's
So he wants
not
to play the
assume.
game.
I wouldn't assume
We're not
that.
gonna
We're not
assume
going
he
to
has
assume
headphones
everything.
on, and that's
I just
it.
think if you're trying to sleep, just go to sleep and let him play his game. That's it.
I'm gonna assume. Let's go on. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, should a man end a relationship because his partner was unfaithful?
Yes.
These are good answers, but you let people do what they want to do with their time. Because I'm going to just counter with this right here. Should a woman, you might by default end her relationship if it was one of you two?
Okay, well, I'm going to say this. Men cheat because it's, we're horny. I'm going to say it like that. Men cheat because,
love.
if men cheat, it's horny. Women cheat out of hate or out of love because they fell in love with another man.
True.
Or they're trying to get back at their man.
Well, that's different from cheating, though, no. But this is just my thoughts.
No,
on
I
it
get
real
what
quick.
he's saying.
But
yeah.
I get what you're saying. Also, it's all comes down to lust. But this is what I think. And I used to be on that whole Andrew Tate shit where I'm like, nah, geeks, men have to do what they gotta do and all this and that, right? But honestly, when you think about it, if you really do love your partner, you love the woman you're with, why would you want to cheat on her if you know that might actually hurt her?
Right.
So.
Right.
Wrap all the kings used to have 5 wives, like that doesn't, you know what I mean? I understand what you're saying, but honestly, if you truly love your partner, why not just do what she would want you to do on that pertaining situation? But then again, if you want to cheat, it's none of my business, bro.
Well, I'm going to end it with this right here. I'm going to end this. I'm going to let Moses take us out. Is just that I think that's actually a very interesting topic. There's a lot of different family dynamics that can be damaged or, repaired or whatnot. And so the next episode, I will be bringing this topic up again. But I agree with you. We got to be righteous and we got to be honorable for ourselves. So we shouldn't, everybody stop the cheating.
Yeah, I agree. Either you're ready for a relationship or you're not.
I ain't perfect, but I'm just saying we all need to stop. We need, let the past be the past for everybody. If you were doing it, stop today. You know what I mean? And that's that. So
yeah, just be faithful, people. If you're in a relationship, just be faithful.
Right. Like if you're enjoying this podcast, why are you watching another podcast?
Yeah, be faithful to us.
Why are you subscribing
Straight
anywhere
up.
else?
Is there any other podcast that's like Boss Talk?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't
It's the
think
best
so.
podcast in the galaxy. Look
Thank
at that
you.
bio.
It says it in the bio, so you know it's true. All right.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Till the next episode, and we'll bring this topic back up again.